Hey y'all, it has been a hot minute since I've come on YouTube. I started this channel before relocating to northern Minnesota, and then, the relocation pretty much took over. I was gonna try to keep up with the channel, but, that just didn't happen. But I am very much hoping that I can get back on and do more of this now that the summer is winded up and we are entering fall, as you can see by the changing colors behind me. And you can also see I've got some plants hanging out behind me because I'm going to get started on some landscaping finally. I've been wanting to do this for some time, but since getting to a lake, definitely wanted to get out on the lake and really just enjoy the summer, which we've definitely done. We bought a boat, a pontoon, and we spent a lot of time enjoying the water. We kayaked and paddleboarded and did a little wake surfing, not me, but my kids. So definitely have enjoyed the time. And now I am going to get back into my landscaping, and also definitely been working on my business up here. I know I said before I was close to launching, but I really actually am close to launching now. Very, very close. Like, I really truly think within the next 2 weeks I will launch. So I'm really excited about that. A little scared, but faith over fear in 2025. That's my motto. But let me give you a little bit of a preview of what it is that I've been doing and show you the property in a little more detail now that I've been living here for a while and I have some ideas, and give you some updates. Let's go. All right, so nothing in the pots. The pots, if you recall from some of my last videos, had these beautiful flowers in them, and I was really hoping I could bring them with. First of all, they got damaged in the move. So I have scrapes all over, which is kind of a bummer, but what do you do? I'm definitely going to put some fall things in them, so I am excited to get them going again. I may have to, spray paint or something. That was a bummer, because these were not cheap, but what do you do? We're going to have to figure that out. But I will put some mums or things in them. So that's coming, and there will be some things there. We have lots of water problems. We have lots of erosion problems. We have soil health problems. We have a lot of problems. So I've been learning regenerative techniques and how to utilize stormwater runoff from the top of your roof and clean it and direct it to where you want it to go. So, we will find a way to tap this downspout and use the water over here to water plants that I will plant here. We had just some red mulch, which I'm not really a fan of, so we dug some of that out and kind of moved some of that over to the tree line over here, which I'm kind of just going to go for a bit more of a natural border in this area. Obviously we have trees, and oh God, there just really wasn't any maintenance done to this property for a long time. There were homeowners that passed away. Just not much maintenance done for a very long time. So there were some of these rocks that were over here that I just kind of moved over here. I think maybe over time I'll get some smaller rocks kind of like that and create a border along the tree line, and maybe continue to just kind of repurpose the mulch and kind of spread it in the natural line of the forest over here. Also, my father-in-law, he's on the Pelican Lake Association in north central Minnesota. He had 11 Let's see, what are they? White pines? Hope I'm getting that right. So we planted a bunch of those throughout the property, and they are just kind of growing in the woods. So we've got those kind of scattered throughout, and there's some over that way too, and got those going on, but mostly, you know, just letting this natural, beautiful habitat do its thing. And then, let's see. So this bed just hasn't, you know, really had anything done with it for a long time. So what we're working on up here is demoing it. Gonna be getting rid of these blocks. Kind of already started doing that over here. Probably going to, once I get them all out, put them on Facebook Marketplace and just get rid of those. Got a guy coming at some point to grind out these stumps, get those out. And then we started digging out the red mulch and again putting that in the tree line, and unfortunately found all of this rock beneath it, which was not a pleasant surprise. I'm just really not sure how exactly I'm going to deal with this yet, because I think I'm going to have to somehow get it out because I want to regenerate my soil so it's healthy. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to probably have to dig it out and put it somewhere else. Still kind of figuring that out. We'll get the cinder block out of here, and already removed a couple of shrubs that were right here, and we're gonna probably transplant these daylilies somewhere else. I don't know where yet. So again, water. So some of these gutters don't really, I don't know, I think there's some cracks that kind of cause the water to just leak down here. And then this water is just kind of seeping to right there. What I'd like to do is redirect some of this water into some of the planting beds. And then you can see here that there's sort of drainage happening and kind of erosion going down this hill over here. We've got this downspout that has water coming this way, and then there's no gutters up there, and you can see that this has like a line down here that's kind of just eroded into the corner. Or not eroded, but it's created a gully right there, so there's definitely an opportunity to probably get some gutters and figure out where that downspout will go. There's one right there too, but ultimately what my goal is to figure out how we can leverage that water in a different way. So going to be figuring out if there's ways to use swales or like rain gardens, just to redirect the water, because what I'd like to do is use regenerative techniques to conserve whatever water is running off the house, clean it, and use it to be directed towards plants in any way that I can. So, going to be working on that. Haven't quite designed that part out yet, but I have designed out my front bed here, which I will show you. I'll probably get that into the video here, but I wanted to show you the plants that I've selected and kind of why I've selected them. Talk about that. So these are Helen von Stein lamb's ear. So these are Sun 2 part shade, and they don't get super tall, just about 10 inches and 12 to 18 inches spaced. They do say they're zone 4 to 9. Technically we're in zone 4 here, but we do kind of plant to zone 3. This, though, was purchased at my local garden center, and I don't think they would sell if they did not feel that they would last. So these do form this really pretty carpet of soft velvety leaves, and they do tolerate dry soil, so they can be very low maintenance. And I really love the border that they create. They feel super soft, and deer do not like them, and neither do rabbit, and I just think they're beautiful. And so these are going to be kind of a front border. Directly behind those are going to be the Millenium Allium, and you can see that pollinators love them. There's already a couple right here. And so these obviously are late summer blooms, early fall. I absolutely love this plant, and oh wow, crazy, it says zone 5 to 8. This for sure survives in this climate though, so that's kind of crazy. So I mean, I guess we'll see if they don't come back in the spring. But again, I don't think my local garden center would sell them if they didn't. So these do well in fertile, well-drained soil. But again, I know these to be rather low maintenance. I have planted these without much water at all, in a warm, rather hot area in rock. And they've proliferated so much, I actually couldn't get rid of them. So they became a problem in that area. I'm not going to be planting them in rock. It will be compost and mulch, but I love the little pop puffball that they create. All right, this is Baptisia. I have not planted Baptisia before, but I've wanted to for a long time. This one is the solar flare variety, so they're going to get these yellow blooms that kind of start sort of orangey and fade out to yellow. A popular Baptisia variety is a blue. I'm blanking on the name right now, but this is the solar flare, and it was just what they had available. This gets 30 to 36 inches tall, and you plant it 36 to 48 inches apart. Blooms in early summer, so that was something I was specifically looking for, because what I'm going for is blooms throughout the season. I want to support pollinators and hummingbirds, and I want seasonal floral in my front yard. And so I'm looking for plants that are going to do both of those things. And that is one of the reasons I selected this. So this one starts lemon yellow, ages to unique orange to violet blush. And there's the blue-green foliage, which I really like. It likes light, sandy soil and tolerates drought. So again, another one that is going to end up being low maintenance. And that's what we're going for as well. Okay, I've been eyeballing this one for a minute. Have not planted this one yet, but this is a Midnight Masquerade. It's a Penstemon, so full sun, 36 to 40 inches. It's going to get these pretty pink flowers at the top. You can kind of see one left over here, but ultimately this one is going to bloom between, let's see, full sun, early summer to midsummer. So the Baptisia is gonna go first, then the Midnight Masquerade Penstemon. This will be a little later on. So you can see here where I'm kind of going for timing of blooms so that I always have something going on. What I like about this one is it's got this dark purpley contrast to some of the other color tones that I have going on. And let's see, what about this one? 3 to 8 hardy zone, and let's see, deeper burgundy purple leaves, which I love, rich lavender purple flowers, blah blah blah. I believe this one attracts pollinators. Pretty sure it does. I hope so. That's what I was going for. I think it does. Okay, and then, okay, this one made me a little sad because I have wanted this plant for a long time. This is the, okay, where is it? Sorry, let me find a better one that doesn't have the tag all. Maybe they're all like that. Anyway, this is the Invincibelle Sublime Smooth Hydrangea. Gosh, I've wanted this for a minute. It obviously gets these, well, I can't see it very well, but it is a smooth leafed hydrangea, and it gets these lime green blooms. It is, oh, it's all right. So this one gets like that when it's bigger, and I can't wait. But look at how little this is. This is a quart size. I had to order this one online because it's late in the season and I couldn't find it anywhere. But it's gonna take some time to grow because it's a shrub and it's little. But what do you do? But it is a native species, and it will get 3.5 to 5 feet tall. It's gonna go right in the back. It's gonna go right underneath my cat. There, I'm gonna do 3, like right there. And so it'll get to be about 5 feet tall and wide, and it is hardy down to zone 3. It is deer resistant, or no, it's low deer resistance. Hydrangeas are not usually deer resistant, which is why I'm putting it directly up against my house with other things in front of it that are more deer resistant. Because I've always wanted some nice hydrangeas, but you know, that is the hard part, is keeping them away from deer. So that's those. And then these are just must-haves. So if you guys saw some of my prior videos, I have used Sun King Aralias in my shady areas. Now the deer did go for these in my suburban lot, but in this heavily wooded space that I am in, with a plethora of things for them to eat, I bought these, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. They haven't touched them. They've just been sitting here. They've touched none of this. It's just been sitting here. I don't have spray or anything on any of these. None of this has been touched. Okay, this is a Delft lace Astilbe. I think it's gorgeous. I've had my eye on these for a while. I love Astilbe. I think Astilbe are such a must-have for the garden. There are so many varieties of Astilbe. This one is one a designer that I follow has been talking about, and it's just been one I've wanted forever, and I was thrilled that my local garden center bloomers had, and I bought them out. I was like, I'm buying them all, and I did. So these are early summer blooms, and they will bloom for the rest of the season. Obviously it's September, mid-September, and they're still going. So they start early summer and they keep going. And they can be in sun or shade, which is great. They get 24 to 28 inches tall and wide. And they, I usually put them in shade because you just need them for shady spots. But I just think they're so pretty. I don't think that pollinators get into these. I haven't seen them so much. I don't see that on here. But I just love the consistent, they're a shade plant, which, those are a little harder to get. I don't like using hostas because deer usually do go nuts on those. You know what? There's these tiny, Can you see this? There's these tiny little baby pollinators going for these little teeny tinies. Wonder if you can see that. Well, that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay. Oh my God, look at this cute little dude. Oh my God, it's so cute. Look at it. I'd never seen this before. This is an Isley introduction. It is a Sherwood compact bristlecone pine. It doesn't get very big, so this is going to be like an in the garden tree. So it grows 2 to 4 inches per year, not much. But the full garden size will be 3 feet high by 2 feet wide. And let's see, it obviously can get real cold, so it should be good here. Again, my garden center wouldn't sell it if it wasn't. Well, it was expensive. She was expensive, but you know, those evergreens usually are. Yeah, I'm not seeing zone on here. It's just, I mean, it can get real cold. So, oh my God, I thought it was so cute. Just adorbs. And then this one, you know, I had not seen this kind of bush before, but it's probably just I just didn't know about it. So I saw this again at Bloomers, my garden center, when it was in full bloom, and it was absolutely covered in pollinators, and it was completely stunning, and it smelled amazing, and I had to have it, and I'll probably get more. This is what it looks like when it's in bloom. My God, this thing smells amazing. So this is Vanilla Spice. It's a Summersweet. And what's amazing is it can handle part shade, and there are not, ooh, it's won awards. Look at that. Not many shrubs can handle part shade. Not many. So I thought that was really cool. And let's see. It goes down to zone 4. Again, we're 3-ish here. I mean, technically we're a 4, but I don't know. It blooms, what does it say? So it gets 3 to 6 inches tall and 3 to 5 inches wide. When does it bloom? Summer, I believe, is what that's saying. It blooms in the summer. Or that's the season of interest. Anyway, it was blooming in the summer for sure, because that's when I saw it. It's obviously done now, but I like the interest that it leaves. That's cool. And in the fall, we're going to see what it looks like. I don't know. Okay. Weeping white spruces. So cool. You know, the downfall is that you have to stake them. And when you don't, they do start to weep. Like, it's in the name. So, like, this guy up here is already starting to go. So I'm going to have to figure out how to, I mean, you really got to stake them. But they get real tall. I've been looking at these for a while. So it's a weeping white spruce. Okay, this is like, there's probably a big old spider in there. Let's go to this one. Let's see. So they are narrow. So they get 15 feet high by 4 feet wide. And I just think they're cool. I don't know. I love how they kind of just like drape over the bottom here. It's like a little dress or something. I don't know. It's just pretty. It's just pretty. And this lot has like no evergreens. So we have tons of mature deciduous trees, but like no evergreens. So I'm just determined to get them in for winter interest, so I have some greens. All right, this here is Pye Weed. Pye Weed is a great native and pollinator plant. It gets real tall. So let's see, this is Euphoria ruby variety. And let's see, blooms in the summer, sun to part shade, 24 to 32 inches tall, and approximately wide. Yeah, it's a great pollinator plant. Looks really good with tall grasses. And I have not owned this one yet, but I have had my eye on it for a very long time. These are Karl Forrester grasses. In my opinion, an absolute staple, especially in Minnesota. Like, everyone has these. You just gotta have them. So I have had these before. They're fantastic for, nobody's gonna touch them. Deer, rabbit, nobody's gonna touch it. Needs full sun, gets 4 to 5 inches, or excuse me, feet tall, space them 2 feet apart. And what I like about Karl Forrester is it just provides year-round interest. So you're gonna get these little plumes that are going to sprout in the spring, and then those are going to continue to provide interest all summer. And then when fall comes, this is going to turn more of a tan color. You can leave it up all winter. They will stay spiky like this and provide nice winter interest. Then you cut them down in the spring following, like in May time frame, because you want to leave them up for pollinators to nest in. And then from there, cut them down to about 2 feet. And then they'll just grow back up in the spring again. And I'm going to kind of pop these around everywhere because I love the height and visual interest that they provide. All right, so here you can see where I plan to put everything in my 3D design of my house and my new system for my new business, which you can see my website for here on the bottom. But I'm really excited to get this project completed, which I plan to at least get most of it done by the end of the fall. Some's probably gonna have to wait till spring, but this is where the plants will go. I'm excited to show you the rest of this project as I iterate and get things installed. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. Thanks, guys.